And to you, good day.
So my question is, it seems to me like we are here, we're consciousness streaming through our body, and we're becoming aware of our ability to become conscious creators and to gain a good handle on our belief systems.
Yes, in general, although I would make one minor adjustment to that phrase.
Okay.
Your consciousness is not coming through your body. Your body is a projection of your consciousness.
Okay, so it's okay. And so, as we get a good handle on our belief systems,
Yes.
and is there an optimal state of belief systems to have where we will be able to have?
Yes, the ones that are relevant for you to be who you truly are, whatever they may be. Remember that even when you divest yourself of all negative belief systems, you will still continue to divest yourself of any belief systems that are no longer relevant for who you need to be at that moment. They don't have to be negative to let them go. They can be positive, they just simply no longer serve you in who you are becoming.
So, can you give us an idea of, like, as we become, what could we look forward to, like, if we really.
Pure synchronicity?
Pure synchronicity.
Yes.
And is that like the purpose of experiencing life and
The
this human
purpose
experience?
is to just experience it.
Just to experience it.
Experience is the purpose. To know yourself more and more and more. It's infinite. It'll never end. It never began. It just is. So know yourself in all the ways that you prefer to. And keep doing that because it's more experience. It's fun.
It is fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Bashar.
Do you need another purpose?
No, it's just, it's
No,
when
it's
you're
just
thinking
what?
about it, the mind is just stretching the mind so far
Yes.
out. Like, how far can we think? What is the ability of our belief systems? How much can we believe, and what type of
Well, your beliefs
manifestations
have
do
to be
we-
relevant for the arena that you're playing in. Yes?
Yes.
But when you go beyond that arena, you will have other things you can know and other things you can experience that are relevant for that particular level, that particular playground. There are some things you simply won't know on this level because you don't need to. But when you go to different levels, you will know whatever is relevant for that level. Yes?
in its infinite levels?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that help?
That does help. Thank you, Bashar.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
The question really is, why would you really need to know more than you need to know?
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Well, the reason why I would probably want to know.
I
I
didn't say want,
Yeah.
I said need.
Need.
Remember that while sometimes wants can coincide with needs, that's very often not the case on your planet. Wanting can sometimes simply be the negative ego thinking it needs something to be happy when in fact it has nothing to do with what it needs. So watch the wanting, just be aware of that, and also understand that wanting is its own state. Wanting is not having. So the more you want, the more you remain in a state of wanting, not having. That's its own reality vibration. But if you know you always get what you need, the question is, why really would you want anything other than what you truly need to be yourself?
Well, with what you just said,
Yes.
if I feel like I have everything I need, and then if I was just revel in that,
Yes.
then I may never really do anything.
That's not true. You will keep acting on your passion. You know,
That's
when we
correct.
talk about the idea of acting on your passion, we don't mean you act on your passion to get things. You act on your passion for its own sake, not for anything you think it will bring you. But when you act on your passion for its own sake, you will always attract what you need to be able to continue to do so and expand your ability to do so. That's just par for the course. But you won't know that until you're there. Because you won't know what you need for the next level until you actually move to the next level. Because there's no point in knowing what you need for the next level until you're there. So it's all right not to know that now. You can feel like you have everything you need right now on this level. But if you find something that you're passionate about, even just the tiniest bit, act on it and see what happens. It might bring you something you didn't know you needed in order to be more of yourself. Yes?
Yes.
But?
Well, I guess I'm so used to living from my head.
Living from your head.
Right. Well, the beliefs that I have
Yes.
guiding my path in life, basically.
Yes.
I'm so used to that. Like if I think doing one thing is right and
Yes.
another is wrong, and I act on it, and that's
Yes.
how I'm used to living.
All right. But
So
I'm not really talking about
necessarily-
anything different.
Well, I haven't really paid attention to, for example, what my passion would be in life. I've kind of...
No. You misunderstand. It's not about what your passion in life is. I'm not saying that your passion has to express itself as a life-spanning career or project. I'm talking about at every single moment, you have a number of options available to you about what you can do. Again, for example, we will assume that you're here today having this conversation because you were more excited about this option and acted on it more than any other option available to you at that moment. Yes?
Yes.
That's why you're here. So when this conversation is over, you look around at your life and go, let's see, what are my options? They don't have to be life-spanning options. Simple, everyday things. That's all we're really saying is how to start the ball rolling. It might expand into something bigger, but you start with what you can do. So at the end of this conversation, at the end of this day, you can say, well, let's see. I can take a walk, I can read a book, I can have dinner with a friend, I can make a phone call, I can see a movie, I can drive a car, etc., etc., etc. Just pick the one that's even just a little bit more attractive than any other, a little bit more exciting than any other, a little bit more of a tug of curiosity than any other. That's all you need to keep doing. Act on it with no insistence as to what the outcome should be, where it should lead, or anything. Just do the best you can and see what happens. That's how you build the momentum. That's how your passion will expand, but it doesn't have to feel that big at first. So we assume that you will simply continue at the end of this day to simply choose to do the things that you are interested in doing. Yes?
Yes.
That's all there is to it. It's not a big mystery. That's what we mean when we say act on your highest passion. It can even be just this tiniest bit more exciting than any other normal, typical option.
Okay, for example,
Yes.
I was passionate about playing soccer in college.
Yes.
And I didn't continue to spend more time playing soccer because I wanted to finish my studies and get a good job, which I was also passionate about.
Why? Stop. Why? What's the reason that you changed? Was it really representative of your passion, or was it representative of a fear that something bad would happen if you didn't?
It was based on a belief that I
Yes.
needed a good earning job.
So what you're saying is you didn't believe that your passion could support you.
Yes.
Well, there you go, you see? You're not acting on your passion.
Right.
That's a perfect example of refusing to believe that your passion can support you because you don't have a complete definition of passion. Therefore, you didn't understand that if you actually allow yourself to continue acting on your passion, that in some way, shape, or form, it has to, by definition, support you unless you have beliefs that it can't. That's the only thing that stops passion from supporting any of you, is you have a belief that it's not possible for it to do so. Otherwise, you would see that it is capable of doing so. So you stopped yourself from acting on your passion with your belief system.
Well, but in retrospect, I'm happy with my decision at the time because I'm happy with where I am.
But you made the decision negatively out of fear, you don't know that you wouldn't have wound up here anyway. The point is, if you're going to wind up where you have wound up, why not get there through joy rather than shortchanging yourself?
Okay, so what you're saying is that every action should come from a space of joy.
Yes, because that's your true self, and that will give you more options as to where that will lead. You will always go where you need to go, and if you actually truly needed to wind up where you say you're happy being, your passion would have brought you here anyway. You didn't have to make decisions that were the antithesis of your passion to wind up in a place where you're happy.
Okay.
So why not allow the journey to be just as enjoyable? Yes?
Yes. I just,
Yes.
okay, I have a sense of responsibility, I guess, but you're saying then
No, you're
I
misunderstanding
all my
the point.
responsibility might be focusing on following my bliss and my
Yes,
passion.
that is your true responsibility. And again, responsibility. Your ability to respond to your true vibration. That's what contains everything you need. It will bring you everything you need. You just have to know that's how it works, that's all. You don't have to second guess yourself. You don't have to take detours. Yes?
Okay, yes. What do you have to say about setting goals?
It's all well and good to have what you call a goal, a visualization, an image that represents what you consider to be an ideal outcome. But when the picture, when the goal gets you excited about the goal, about the visualization, about the picture, that's exactly the time to completely and utterly drop it. Because again, its purpose is to get you in the state of being that will actually attract what you need, because you don't know that the goal you've set or the picture you're visualizing is actually the best possible outcome. You don't know that. But your higher mind does know what you need. And it will always bring you whatever actually will serve you best, even if it looks nothing like your physical mind thought it ought to, which is very often the case.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right. So if you can wrap your mind around that and have a deeper understanding of how these things work, things will be more along the path of least resistance. You won't have to wonder so much about where you're going or why you should make this or that decision. And you won't have to make decisions because you think that this can't support you when it can. There are a myriad number of examples on your planet of things that many people would say, there's no way that could possibly support you in life, and yet there are people exactly being supported by those things. You can be too. You just have to decide to be in that group instead of this group. That's all.
Thank you.
Does that help?
Yes.
You're welcome.
I have a couple other questions.
Do you now?
I believe so.
All right. Well, we'll see if they're actually different questions.
Oh, yeah, they might be similar.
All right.
What is your take on, is there such a thing as right and wrong?
As we said, there is positive energy, negative energy. The idea of the value judgment you're calling right and wrong is simply, are you going with the flow and in alignment with existence, or are you resisting and going against the grain?
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
That's all it is. Remember that you are an eternal, infinite spirit.
Right.
Something that you don't necessarily learn in this particular physical existence, you'll get it at some point. There's no hurry. There's no rush.
Okay. So same thing for others. When I look around in the world,
Yes.
I want to believe there is no right and wrong, and
It's not that. The idea is this. When you understand that making negative choices doesn't actually serve what you're looking for, people will stop choosing them. People that, in your estimation, in your language, are doing wrong things are themselves devoid of any understanding of how to align and connect with their source of power. They have not been taught how powerful they are. So they can only imagine that the way to feel powerful, because what they're feeling is an emptiness, trying to fill that emptiness, the only way they can imagine feeling that go away and fill that void is to look outside themselves and try to control things outside. Control people, force people to do this, force people to do that, bend people to their will, dominate. That's because they don't understand what true power is or where it actually comes from within. If they are taught how things work, they will not have to choose things that are misaligned with their true vibration. And then there will no longer be the issues of right and wrong. There will simply be the understanding of, when I choose something that's out of alignment, I'm damaging myself, even though I might be calling it something that I think gives me power, when in fact all I'm doing is expressing my belief that I am disempowered. Does that make more sense?
Yes.
And?
So, okay, I guess I'll move on from that topic.
All right. Bless you.
So for myself, in understanding that,
Yes.
and to really find clarity within myself, to
Yes.
feel my heart, and I mean, what is your take on the mind and the heart? And to,
All right.
yeah.
The higher mind, head mind, heart mind work together in certain ways. The higher mind gives off a vibration of guidance to the true vibration of yourself. The heart, kind of like a drum, beats and reflects the vibration of the higher mind. But that reflection goes to the head mind, the physical personality that then, based on whatever belief systems it contains and whether it is in balance or out of balance, filters that energy and feeds that energy, reflects that energy back to the heart. Now, if the head mind is in alignment, in balance, then the vibration going back to the heart will be relatively similar to the original vibration of the higher mind, and everything will be in sync, everything will be in harmony, everything will be aligned. But if those belief systems filter that energy in a negative way, in an out of balance way, in a misaligned way, then the head mind feeds back to the heart that misalignment, and the heart skips a beat. So the idea is ba-boom boom, ba-boom boom, ba-boom boom. But many people on your planet are ba-boom boom, ba-boom boom. And the heart is not getting the energy it needs in the way that it needs to understand it to create a reality that is reflective of the guidance from the higher mind. Does that help?
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That
will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
Thank you for being here. This is my first time here, and it's a privilege.
Thank you. It is our privilege as well. Please use your technology to speak up so that all may hear you clearly.
My cousin in Germany, Bernhard Thal, has a concept called a positive utopian vision show.
Yes.
Where individuals can bring their passion, their enthusiasm, their joy for life to
All right.
create their visions of a new reality.
Sounds exciting.
In a way that is sort of mutually not competitive, but in a way builds on itself towards a crescendo, where
Yes.
one common vision in the end is sort of manifested and focused on.
Yes, we understand.
And I'm wondering what you and the realm that you represent, how they feel about that, and how...
That's how we live. So guess how we feel about it.
Is there any advice you can suggest on how to bring that into the world? And
Follow his passion with no insistence on the outcome. You've already heard the formula. The formula is no different for any situation or circumstance. Act on the passion to the best you're able with no insistence or assumption as to what the outcome ought to look like, and it will take you where you need to go, or your friend.
Thank you.
That's all you need to know.
I'm personally, on a different subject, I'm working on a vision to bring, for the person to be able to create vibrations that they select in water and bring that into like a water crock at home.
All right, well, that sounds exciting too.
And I feel the immense responsibility of,
In a positive way?
in a positive way, and
All
being
right.
able to keep that intention that people would, or the power that individuals would have to bring the vibration that they so choose
Yes.
into that water on a mass level.
All right. Then again, do what you can. Remember, there is no insistence that anyone has to participate other than you. But when you allow that state of being, that neutral state of being to be there, and just act on your excitement for its own sake, not what you think it has to do, then you will find automatically it will attract others who also wish to participate in something that they relate to. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just about doing it, being the example of it, and allowing people to find you by following that vibrational trail.
Do you think that's an idea whose time has come?
Do you?
I feel very passionate about it.
Then you have your answer. Otherwise, you would probably be passionate about something else. Because there are no accidents. Timing is timing. So if you're passionate about it now, in some way, shape, or form, then that must indicate that its time has come, or you wouldn't be passionate about it. Again, its time has come doesn't necessarily translate as, I must see certain things happen in order for me to know that its time has come. If you are excited about it, its time has come. Period.
Thank you. Another question. My father is a lifelong Scientologist, and it split our family up when I was 11 years old.
How exciting.
And, you know, they're very paranoid, and they have all these visions of space wars and
Yes.
aliens and things that are all twisted up.
All right.
But I don't really care about that, and I don't get into the stories.
All right,
But
well.
I do, and I have tried for years to reach my father's heart and just be with him, you know,
Yes.
and not judge and not create separation or division, and keep that heartfelt energy
All
between
right.
us. But there is always the, you know, viewpoint of him where he's locked into this kind of world of
Yes.
conspiracy theory and stuff like that.
Yes, but he won't last forever in this reality.
Do you have any suggestions on how?
He won't last forever in this reality.
I don't understand.
Someday he will die, and then he'll change his mind. Because he'll have a different point of view. Even if he's still alive physically, the person he is now will need to die in order for him to change his point of view. So just support and love unconditionally, and be the example of what he could choose, but understand you have to allow him to choose whatever he chooses. Otherwise, you're not being unconditional. And again, everyone is an eternal being. What's your rush? Let him explore. Maybe that's his path. Maybe that's the way he needs to learn other things. Who knows? He'll find out eventually, and so will you, eventually, even if it's after this physical life. There's no hurry. He doesn't have to find that out while he's physically alive, but he might. But the only way that gives him the option is for you to simply be the loving, supportive example and saying, I am fine for you to believe what you wish to believe. I believe what I believe. It doesn't mean I love you any less.
Thank you. I'm currently in a relationship with my lady Linda, and her heritage is with the Huichol Indians in Mexico.
Yes.
Can you give me a little bit of background and insight of who the Huichol Indians are?
The idea right now of indigenous people are those that can bring back some of the ancient wisdom and knowledge to allow there to be more balance in the world, since many of those indigenous people have not necessarily completely lost their link to their connections to ancient times, to extraterrestrial contact, to understanding their relation to creation. And so there are different expressions of indigenous beings around the world that are, in a sense, repositories of information and knowledge for that when the time is correct to bring back into the world so that it can experience balance again. Yes?
The native people in Australia, the Aboriginals, would you say that's also the case? Aboriginal Indians?
To a great degree, yes. Yeah. Indigenous people.
My last question is, what are dragons and unicorns about? Are they real, and can you give me an idea what they
Dragons
mean?
are an interpretation of a very powerful level of consciousness, certain kinds of beings that exist in another dimension, but appear that way when they, shall we say, poke their heads into your reality. The dragon shape is an interpretation of those beings as physical beings on your planet can understand them. It's not necessarily that they look that way in their own reality, but that's how they translate in yours. Plus, the symbol of the dragon, the symbol of the serpent, represents an ancient extraterrestrial race that's connected to the idea of the genetics that you share that made you Homo sapien. So there's kind of a lot of mix in that symbol of various things. We won't go into all the details now.
And of unicorns?
One moment. Here's the symbol they represent. This is what we need to say about that, regardless of anything else that we might be able to say about them at another time. You consider them to be magical. Yes? Yes?
I don't even know if they're real.
That's not what I'm addressing.
Yes, they're magical.
You consider the symbol to be magical. Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. The idea then that they represent with the horn and being similar to what you understand as a horse, they are galloping, carrying you in a direction that points the way to your true self, your true magical beingness. That's what they symbolize. Clear focus, pinpoint focus on being your true self and accelerating, galloping in that direction, unbridled. That's what they symbolize. The issue of their reality we'll discuss at another time.
Sorry, last question. What do you, what is the guild, what does the Bashar Guild think of Harry Potter?
You create in your reality stories and symbols that inspire you to reach higher, to reach deeper, to reach farther. And again, in this case, it's represented by the idea that you are all truly magical beings. That's more of a representation of your true self, in a sense, because you are creating this physical experience through a type of magic, if you want to call it that, because it isn't really real. Your experience of it is, but it doesn't exist by itself without you. It's part of you. It's an expression of you. It's a reflection of you. It's truly something you have conjured. Yes? So it's a good symbol for getting in touch with the idea that you are creating, you are manifesting your own reality just out of consciousness. You are casting spells. That's where spelling comes from as a word. Your words, your language are vibrations. They are spells that reinforce the idea of this so-called physical reality as if it were real. You're casting spells. That series of books and movies, in some sense, is a more realistic representation of what reality is. Yet, many of you, because of the way you've been brought up, the way you've been taught, and the belief systems you hold on to, have chosen to use your analogy to be muggles. instead of wizards. Yes?
Yes.
That will do.
Thank you.
Get on your broom and take off.
Hello, Tadeo.
Nania.
So we have about 45 minutes, 30 to 45
Are
minutes.
you sure about that timing?
Yeah, well, if we leave aside some time for me to ask you some more questions, then maybe
What
30
is
minutes.
the time?
3:15.
Thank you. What questions would you like to ask?
Well, I don't have my technology with me right now, so I don't have the questions. So I'd rather.
So you would like to use your paper technology instead?
Yes.
All right.
So how many should I pick?
Take a guess.
20.
I said take a guess.
I know, 3.
Thank you.
How about 5? That's the number for humanity.
It is. So pick 5.
Okay. Oh boy, here we go again. Jean Boubin?
Are you going to be beside yourself again?
No, I'm actually, I've calmed down now.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
I know. It was just when the last name came up that was Mary, you know? It was spelled Mary. I just couldn't handle it. Oh, look, Stephen L. Who's Stephen L? You? No. Oh, okay. And Linda Oropesa? Linda, are you here? Okay. Amanda Narin, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. Who is the lucky person? Brenda Jr. All right,
Thank you, Nania.
you're welcome.
Please proceed.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So the other night, I live in the East Bay, and I was listening to the trains in the distance, and I had this insight that I was just far enough away that I thought the sound was very beautiful.
Yes.
But I used to work a little bit at Jack London Square, and when I would be right by it and the horns would blow, it would disturb me. It was so loud I couldn't have peace.
Yes.
Well, I couldn't. Anyway, and I thought that I got the idea that life is like where you're standing that gives you the perspective.
Yes.
And sometimes when you talked before about it's all about the journey.
Yes.
In some places I can see like where I'm at is like right next to the train, not feeling very at peace. But
Yes.
then I see the perspective like being like up in the hills and I can see it and I can
Yes.
see the beauty of the lessons I'm learning.
Yes. One of
And-
which is obviously be where you rather would be.
Right, right. Do you have any advice about how, if I'm in like the area of the right next to the train where it's a little bit chaotic, to be in that place, but also to have a far enough back perspective to realize that enjoying the unfolding of the lessons?
Yes, but I just gave you the advice. In other words, the lesson may be, don't be so close to the train, if that's not what you prefer. It might simply be that you attract things sometimes in your lives that you don't prefer to make it clearer by comparison what you do prefer. And that may be the only lesson sometimes. It can be that simple.
What if you're not sure about how to get some distance from that train or that situation?
You don't know how to walk away?
I guess.
You guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I choose not to walk away.
Because, and here come the belief systems, yes?
Correct.
See how we always go back to that?
Yes.
That's how. You examine the beliefs that prevent you from doing what you say you would prefer to do. Because if you're not doing what you prefer to do, that can only mean you have beliefs that make what you're doing seem to be better than the alternative that you know would actually be better for you. So you have to find out what that belief is that could make something you don't prefer seem so much like something you would rather do than what you actually say you would rather do. That can only be because you have a belief that's making it look better than the alternative.
Okay.
So find out what that belief is and let it go. And you'll have learned the lesson.
Thank you, Bashar.
Does that help?